Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Owarimonogatari, but today we're going to be checking out episode 4, and last time on episode 3, we started off the Sodachi Riddle arc, and of course, one of the first things we saw was Sodachi herself. She has now returned to school after finding out that the teacher who wronged her has left on maternity leave, and she decided she wanted to meet up with Araragi again, catch up and talk about old times. So she waits for him at his desk, and right when he goes up to interact with her, she, starts yelling at him about how much she hates him. From the bottom of her heart, hates everything about him for various reasons. One such listed reason was that she hates individuals who think that they can be happy by themselves, that they don't give credit to those around them who can help them be who they are, or something like that. I don't know, she was just ranting really hard. Maybe she had some sound points about the guy at one point or another, but you can't argue with the fact that he has grown as a person at least a little bit since she last saw him. But she's holding one hell of a grudge. Anyway, she started going off not only against Araragi, but she started ranting against Senjugahara as well because, she walks in right when Araragi gets stabbed in the hand with a pen, and as Senjugahara says, she's the only one who can stab him with stationery. A bit of a kerfuffle ensues. Senjugahara gets slapped in the face. She punches her right back, sends her flying, dealing massive damage. Then she immediately passes out so that she's not blamed for starting the conflict. Because usually it's the one left standing that gets accused of that kind of thing. So after having to deal with all of that, Araragi needs to delve deeper into his past to try to uncover the true root of her hatred for him. And with the help of Ogi, of course, they went back to his old middle school, where he remembered that way back when he was in middle school, Sodachi gave him like a riddle or something, like she left it in his locker for him to try and solve. So now apparently he's gonna have to try to solve that so he can get to the bottom of this. Also, one important thing I have to bring up is that while they were at the middle school, they briefly showed Ogi right by Nadiko's locker. And this shot stood out to me as odd, because it's like, why specifically show Nadiko's locker right now? I mean, we know she's in middle school, and of course she would probably be at this middle school specifically. Well, what's important to take into account with that is that since this is taking place right after Araragi meets Ogi for the first time, all the stuff we've seen of her before this, it all takes place after, including the Nautical Medusa arc where Ogi tricks Nadiko into going down that path to becoming the snake god. And as was pointed out to me, her locker is where Nadiko first hallucinated the snake crawling onto her hand. Which, that can't be a coincidence. Frickin' Ogi brushes right past that locker right before the Nautical Medusa arc, where she sees that snake at the locker, which then that snake tries to get her to become the snake god like Ogi wanted. There are no coincidences with Ogi, man. At this point, there's so many that have piled up, they're either all a coincidence or none of them are. And in this case especially, it is not a coincidence. And yet it is also true that Araragi forgets a lot of things. A lot of really important stuff that would be helpful if he did remember, but he just doesn't seem to. But now all of a sudden, when Ogi shows up, she's just reawakening those memories in him, guiding him through them. Almost like he just got tired of forgetting really important, crucial details, so he just manifested Ogi to try to help him stop doing that. Who knows? I mean, she definitely has some connection to his memories because she knows a lot of the same stuff as him, and has even brought up the fact that she doesn't know anything, he's the one who knows everything, so seems a little suspicious regarding the whole memories thing, but we'll see. We'll see. Not sure what it has to do with the darkness, though. That's a whole other story that I'll have to think more about. But for now, let's just begin the last part of the Sodachi Riddle. Unless my headphones freaked out on me. They did. Son of a... Alright, I think I got it. I got it. Good, let's go. 5 years ago, back in middle school. A good question. Apparently the kind of kid who wore a really nice SpongeBob tie. James Bond. Okay, that's one reference to make. Was he? I mean, he's still kind of like that now, right? Oh no, someone's messaging me on Steam! He was just like his sisters then. They also have a strong sense of justice, probably from their parents. Oh no, I got a B instead of all A's. Wait, being on the right side of history was on the line because he didn't score good on a math test? I guess he was a bit of a perfectionist, huh? I would figure as much there. He was a middle school having an existential crisis because he thought he was on the wrong side of history for not doing stellar at math. So either he buckled down and got really good at it and that got Sodachi salty, or maybe there was some deceit at play. Who knows? But this is probably the last time I'm going to see this intro. Realm of Magic, that sounds a little out of place, but maybe not that out of place. This song is very good, though. It's not quite as much of a bop as the previous one, but it's nice. I like it. And the weird, kaleidoscope vibe it's got going on is definitely unique. Ugh, the weird twisty dance. Yeah, man, this one is definitely fascinating. Not much I could get from that on my own, though. Let's let you go into the spooky mansion. Hey, I see you made it here, Araragi. Must have solved the puzzle in the letter then. I didn't, but I made it anyway. Well, so you got it right, you just don't know why you did. I mean, just mathematically speaking, C would be the one most likely to yield the correct result. Yeah, so let's hone our intelligence together. But you're the only one who rolled up. Yeah, it could have been bad, who knows? I would say you stumbled in. She helped you study? Improved your math skills? Don't we all? Oh, as many as your imagination can create. You really like math, don't you? Aw, ain't that nice? So mysterious. I mean, thematically speaking here, I've got a couple of those still in here. No, you were just hanging out. Yeah, you see what I mean? Then what went wrong? This sounds good so far, which is why I know it's going to go wrong. Also, yeah, cram school, excellent choice of words. Condition? Okay. Okay, well, we're already doing that. But why? Oh no, you can't know that one. Yogurt. Yeah, like that one. Ononoki cameo. Great. A gift. I know, but he just thought it'd be nice, you know? As a gift to a friend. But why do you love math, and why do you want him to love math? Yeah, one day, bam, just... I mean, yeah, you can't go every day. Only no, yeah, you showed up, but she wasn't there. So she ditched you. Poor kid. Dang, took you forever to notice that. Oh, it's empty. Well, that's just great. It's a grim thought. You might have eventually, but... But in the grade below him... Of course. I mean, you might even wonder if she ever existed in the first place. And that's what made you so good at math. Of course. Violence, you say? At least not for a while. Yeah, that right there is the core of who you are. Why are you hypnotizing him? I mean, that would be the obvious answer. So obvious, I just didn't even want to say it. Doi. Yeah, wouldn't that be bad? She bailed like she always does. Right. Yeah, I mean, this would also lend to the whole I don't like people who are happy because they don't know why thing. because she would say that she is the one who did that. Well, hey, you also didn't show up on that one day, completely crushing his heart, so let's not forget that happened either. Yep. And all of a sudden, she's accrediting everything that makes him happy to herself. I mean, that got right to the point, didn't it? I mean, she should have at least come out and said it, though. Exactly. She left an empty envelope just to screw with your mind. Although, maybe not. I think that there could be some math-related stuff to draw from that. Yeah, in a very different circumstance. No, not even one. Okay, I'm trying. Yeah, you need to figure out the root of all of this in order to really solve it. Does she ever? Well, everything you do. Duh. That clock has no hands. She obviously feels betrayed. She thought she left a brilliant math puzzle for you to solve and you couldn't do it. The clock is ticking. What, that he would go to his parents and track her down or something? What does that have to do with the police? Oh, look, the hands are back. This is, it is difficult. Compensation? Well, no, she said no compensation. That's just manipulation. Although compensation of what kind? Maybe so. Right. That was a trick. She only sent it to you. I mean, yeah, it seemed very targeted. Right. Especially one that's relatively easy to figure out. Oh, yeah. Very, very well. You alluded to her earlier by saying cram school. It is a little weird. Oh gosh. No, it was perfectly fine. Yeah, your memories got all mixed up, dude. I mean, it is a little weird that she would just be, yeah, just leading you to a random abandoned house. And that's why she wasn't here, because they moved away. And then apparently they didn't lock the doors after they left. Yeah, what exactly would make you think that? Wouldn't be the first time, but you're mistaken about that. So things were broken, but... Oh, no. For a second, I was going to say she raged out and threw things on her own accord, but now you're suggesting abuse. He didn't see the signs. He's just like, oh man, this house is sure a mess. I mean, he was just a kid. How's he going to pick up on that? Yeah, they separated, and then one of them took her away. Well, he never knew her name to start with. It had been years, but not that many though. Right. She wanted to make a friend. I mean, I don't think you can do much about that. You haven't been able to do much about that problem historically. Oh, right. In that case, yeah, he could have reported them. Dang, but he didn't pick up on the signs. He was only focused on the math. She had to. Yeah, she can't just say, please help me, my parents are abusing me, because then she would be afraid of reprisal. This is a very real problem. I'm not even joking. Yep. That's her saying, you screwed up, man. Although at that point, there was zero chance of him deciphering it. Because she reached out to you to try to help and you blew it. But you were a naive child who could not see any of the signs. Thank you, Detective Ogie. That's true. Despite any of the negative aspects of your life, you do have a lot of good going on. And as you said, the core of all that happiness was you being good at math, and she gave you that. She was right to freak out. I can't get mad at her for that. Well, Man, that really put everything in perspective. What a great mystery. Yeah, weird, right? Of course, without her, you would have never even thought about those mysteries again. Uh-huh. Yeah, she would have had to know that. That's a good point. Who knows? Maybe she did her homework. Dang, that is... But without that, all of this crumbles apart. Of course, we know why Ogi knows that, but... Yeah, one last door. You need to find the correct one after all. And there's something I've forgotten too, apparently, because I'm not getting it. No, we're in the same boat there. They were indeed. Yeah, she knows, but... I would assume she would be there, maybe, but... Until you open... Oh, come on! Well, I guess it ain't over yet. This may be the end of, the Riddle arc, but... If I recall, like, as I was glancing over the name of the arc, I think the next one has her name in it too. So they're gonna continue along with this. Yeah, quite interesting. So what would that missing piece be? That one last connection that would give her knowledge of his parents' status as police officers. I'm gonna be thinking about that one, but... Okay. That was crazy. This mystery was even more just wow than the last one. Just, it kicked it up way harder. And Ogi revealed it all quite succinctly by the end there. But man, I don't know how I was supposed to put together some of that, or if I was even capable, because, I mean, you'd have to be able to call out some of the weirdness to it, that the fact that they were just meeting in this ruined house. I mean, it's not too bizarre of a concept in fiction, so I didn't even really think about that. And then you have to stop and think, well, if it wasn't ruined, why did he think it was ruined? And then, you know, that'd be a whole other thing to try to figure out that it was a domestic abuse circumstance. Now, the use of the term domestic abuse usually refers to against a spouse, but whether or not as a member of her family being abused or herself is of little significance to the issue at hand, and that she was living in an abusive household. It was those actions that destroyed the place, and Araragi should have put the pieces together on that. Maybe. Instead, he just saw the windows were broken, saw other stuff was in disarray, and immediately assumed, this place must just be some old, wrecked house. And then he exaggerated those ideas in his memories. But you know, that's the good thing about how they've set up these mysteries, is that even though there were some complex thought processes that would need to be done in order to figure this out, it doesn't feel like it came out of nowhere when they presented it, because the evidence was right there around us. You would just need to think about it the right way. It's not like there was just like, but there was this thing you didn't know about. All of it was technically right there. You just needed to think about it the right way. Of course, this was all being told from Araragi's point of view. We were hearing about it from the way he remembered it, and as Ogi pointed out, his memories were mistaken. So if you trusted Araragi's perspective on this, that was definitely going to lead you astray. Man, that is just tragic that she saw Araragi was failing at math, and she took this as an opportunity to try to reach out to him to get some help, because apparently through one means or another, she found out that his parents were police officers. So she saw him failing at math, took this as an opportunity to try to reach out to him, have him come over, and while under the guise of helping him improve at math, hopefully he would learn what was really going on and help her out. And if he had learned what was going on, he would have 100% stood up for her. Absolutely. The guy had a very strong sense of justice, so he naturally would have. Maybe through some means she learned of his strong sense of justice and then put two and two together on that, but who knows. And I mean, technically speaking here, it doesn't hinge too much on the idea that his parents were police officers, because who's to say that he wouldn't just go out and talk to the police anyway, even if they weren't his parents? Or maybe he would just tell his parents, and then they would go to the police. It's not too unreasonable to expect that. It's not that big of a deal to expect that she would know that his parents were police officers, but in the case of this mystery, it would seem as though they want us to think that, so I'm just gonna roll with it. And man, all of this goes right back to what we thought at the beginning with Sodachi. The only thing we had about Sodachi hating Araragi was that he was better at math. And now we know exactly why she hates him, because he was better at math, because without her, he wouldn't be better at math. She helped him study math for that entire summer, and that's what made him good at it, that's what made him like it, and him excelling at it even beyond her would obviously make her very, very upset. Maybe she brought in Araragi as the moderator specifically because she was hopeful that he might solve the problem and then stand up for her. And in this case, unlike before, he did figure out what was going on, and he still didn't stand up for her. And Sodachi's got it rough, dude. Like, so much bad stuff apparently just kept happening to her. She tried to rely on Araragi twice, and he failed her. Now, it's unclear if she even knew that Araragi knew the answer, but heck, even if she didn't know that, just the idea that he missed it and didn't help her would still, right well, make her angry. Now, when you take that into consideration, it really makes this whole thing just so much more complex and painful. We've had this individual who's so apparently very important and integral to Araragi, yet he has not thought about her or mentioned her until right around this arc here. And only because Ogi decided to probe his memories for her. Yeah, Araragi seems to be a very forgetful guy. He seems to just completely misplace insanely important details about his past. Even some things that he just learned recently. So yeah, this arc has got me very interested, and I'm glad that my brain is actually working for this now. I may have seemed a little out of focus, and it's just because I've been dealing with a lot of technical setbacks that have been getting in the way of me getting this video recorded, and that may have thrown me off a little bit there, and I apologize. But still, all the stuff with Sodachi here is continuing to get fleshed out quite well. Ogi, you are really doing a good job here fleshing out Araragi's character. I mean, if it's going to continue right along from this has gotta be like the longest continuing arc we've ever had, that it's just stretching across multiple different arcs in a straight row. Of course, they're all only 2-episode arcs, but still, even if it's like a 6-episode arc, we very rarely get any that long. From the look of things that I'm seeing here, I think Sodachi Lost is the next one. And I believe it has 3 parts as well, which would really make this a long one. If everything can go according to plan, maybe I can just get all 3 of those out next week. That would be nice. I managed to get 3 videos out last week, so I know it's possible. I'll be doing my best about that. Also, I'll be trying to take care of the technical difficulties that slowed down this video's production. I'll certainly be doing that as well. But for now, I think that's all I gotta say, guys. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and comment if you enjoyed. That'd be great. Subscribe to be updated on more. Let me know what you thought of the episode. I'd appreciate that. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought this one was particularly well executed. The way that they had all of the information that you needed to solve it right there, you just had to think about it more, is quite poignant, because that's exactly what happened with Araragi. The evidence was all around him, and he didn't pick up on it. Makes it land way harder from that point of view. But the puzzle ain't over yet. Sodachi is apparently lost. And I guess now he's gonna have to find her. But anyway, I think that's it. So, till we meet again, I will see you guys later.